Hey Fit Friends, it's Christy Bruce, your Team Beachbody coach, and it's Wednesday morning. It's been great so far. I've worked out, I've walked the dog, and I've listened to some personal development. So this is what I want to talk to you about today, because I started a new book. Those of you that follow me know that I'm always listening to personal development. I do audiobooks, and I just started a new one called No Excuses by Brian Tracy. So here's what was brought to my attention this morning, and here's my question for you. Do you live on the island called Someday? Someday, I'll read that book. Someday, I'll start that business. Someday, I'll get to go on that trip that I've always wanted to go on. Someday, I'll finally achieve my health and fitness goals. So, let's think about this for a second. You live on an island called Someday. And guess what? You have people who live there with you. You're surrounded by other people who say someday. Yeah, someday I'll do that. Someday I'll get to that, but now's not the time. I can't afford it now. Life's too busy right now. There's too much other stuff going on. My kids are little. My husband just started a new job. I'm volunteering. I have no time. Okay, right? So we're surrounded by that. If we allow ourselves to be, we are surrounded by the somedayers, and we all live on this island together. And guess what happens to all of those somedayers? A lot of times, nothing. A lot of times, they stay in that someday mentality their entire life. And then, when they get to the end of their life, they look back and they're like, ugh, I never did that. My someday never came. Y'all, do you want to live like that? Do you want to live on an island called Someday? Or do you want to live on an island called right now? I'm going to take my life and I am going to work towards achieving the things that I want right now. It's really easy to fill ourselves with excuses. And we think it's good. Like, we think a lot of our excuses, they're justified. If we have no money and we feel tight on our finances, there's just no way to do it right now. That's not even true. You just look at your budget, you figure out what you can do without to save money for what's going to better your life, right? So that's an example. I'm a busy mom with young kids. There's no time for me to work out. So someday I'll work out, but not today. That's also bull. You have time. You have to find the time and you have to make the time. It's a choice. So it's a choice if you live in someday or you live in today. I don't live in someday. I don't want to be part of someday. I want to be taking action steps and doing things every single day to achieve the things I want in my life right now. So I make time to work out. I make time to listen to an audiobook that will better me, that will pump me up and make me realize I can achieve anything that I want. Our mind can totally play tricks on us. It can totally convince you that you don't have time right now, that you're not worth it, that you might fail, that other things are more important, other people's goals and dreams need to happen before your own. Oh my gosh, it's so not true. It's so not true. I don't want anyone to live on the island of someday. And the sad part is, a lot of us will. And a lot of us will never get off the island. And that makes me so sad. Because we are better than that. We are better than someday. The thing about it is, if you have a goal that you are not at all sure how in the world you could possibly start to achieve it, because obstacles are in your way, then what do? You sit down and you have to define what has to happen for that goal to be achievable. What steps have to be taken? What action items need to be in your daily routine to get you there? And then you make a plan. You make a plan even if it's baby steps. And it's one day at a time or 1 week at a time, you make small strides towards that goal. And guess what? Then you're not on the someday island anymore. You're in the now. You're in the, I'm taking control of my life. I'm going to do what I can every single day. Every single day. It's not going to always be easy. You're going to get all kinds of easy ways out, right? Thrown at you. Let's take the path of least resistance. This won't hurt so much. This won't be as hard. So I'm going to go this route. But it's going to veer you off your path. It's not going to take you where you want to go. So you have to fight the urge to go on the path that's the least resistant. You have to fight the urge to get back in that someday boat and drive back to someday island. You have to make a stand in your life to tackle the now. We all talk about this all the time. We know we are not guaranteed tomorrow. We are not. We have no idea what our future holds, what our life is going to end up being. But what you do have control of is the choices that you make day in and day out, every day that you get, right? So why in the world would we live in someday? Don't live there. Don't put up a tent on that island. Don't start searching for food on that island so you can survive on that island. Get off the island. Join the now. Surround yourself with people who are in the now, who are taking action items and action steps and putting them into practice. It is so true that the people we surround ourselves with can truly help define and determine which way we're going to go. If we surround ourselves with all these other people who are living in the someday, yeah, girl, I understand you're not going to work out right now. Yeah, I'm not either. Someday, but I don't have time right now. I can't afford to buy the program. I can't afford to go to the gym. My kids are young and I can't afford to put myself first. And you're going to surround yourself with those people. And when you surround yourself with those people, what's going to happen? You're going to convince yourself that, yeah, someday I'll do it. But she's right. I mean, I'm busy too. And I can't afford it. My kids are little. I mean, y'all, think about that. Think about how powerful it is when we're in numbers. You don't want to surround yourself with the negative power. You don't want to surround yourself with other people who are on that someday island. You need to surround yourself with people who are not excuse-driven, who are not going to let the obstacles in their life stop them, who are going to find a way to succeed, who are going to be self-disciplined in doing what needs to be done every single day, even when they don't want to do it, to succeed. Have you ever thought about that? Have you ever thought about why some people succeed and some don't? You know what it comes down to self-discipline? It comes down to showing up every day, whether you want to do it or not, and doing the things that you should do, that you need to do to catapult your momentum into motion, even when you don't want to. Think about it. There's power in that, y'all. There's power, there's truth, and the question is, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? So here's some ideas. I just kind of came up with this in my head. Here's 3 things that I challenge you to do. Sit down and make a list of the things that you want to do in your life. Make a list of the things, make a list of 3 goals that you want to achieve in your life. Anything. Could be about your health and fitness, could be about your career, could be about reading books, could be about something with your parenting, whatever it is. Sit down. 3 goals. What are 3 goals that you want to achieve? And then take each of those goals and decide what has to happen to get you moving towards those goals. Write down the action items. And then I want you to look at that list. And I want you to decide what things for each of those goals can you do every day to move yourself forward. What can you do? So let's take an example about reading a book. Okay, I told you again, I'm an audio girl. I do better. I get more books read when I listen to them. So how do I accomplish that goal of listening to personal development every single day? I put headphones in my ears when I'm walking my dog. I don't listen to the radio. I listen to personal development that's going to feed my mind and put me in a positive state. When I'm folding the laundry, I listen to personal development. When I'm driving in the car, if I'm alone, always personal development. If my kids are with me, then we listen to Christian music, or if they're watching a movie, headphones go in and I listen to personal development. I fit it in. I make it a priority. And therefore, what's the result of that? Even on my hard days, even when I'm struggling, my brain and my body and my soul are getting fed with positive reinforcement, telling me to keep pushing, telling me I can do it, showing me different ways to approach it, different ways to tackle it, different ways to think about it. I make it a priority. Okay? So what is yours? What goals do you want to achieve? And how can you achieve them? Think about it. Write it down. Give yourself a visual. Take baby steps. You do not have to conquer the world in one day. Okay? But you do have to honor why you're here. Why are you put on this earth? What are you meant to do? What are you meant to achieve? And what is your life worth? And how can it bless you, your family, and other people? Don't you dare live on that someday island. Don't you dare. You are worth more than that. You have more to offer than someday. You have right now to offer. And you know what else? Share it. Get people around you who want to join you, who will support you, who you can support. I promise you they're out there. Nobody really wants to live on the island of someday, but they get stuck there because they don't believe they can do it. They don't believe that now is possible. But if you surround yourself, you help those people and they help you. You surround yourself with people and you believe it together that you can and you are capable of now. You are capable of action steps. You are. I'm not even kidding. You may think you're not. You may be sitting here listening to me going, yeah, Christy, but I can't right now because XYZ. Bull. You can. You absolutely can. So I hope that this resonates with you. I hope that you really stop and think, are you currently living on that someday island? And if you are, I want you off quick. I want you to figure out a way to get off that island, to honor your potential, the goals that you want in your life, how much your life can truly be and what it can truly be worth. And don't you dare give someday the satisfaction, because you are way better than someday. You have a now to embrace and to tackle and to make an amazing life, and you will be on an amazing ride. But you have to decide. You have to be self-disciplined. You have to put action items into place, and you have to do it every day, even when you don't want to do it. All right? Y'all, I love you. I want nothing but the best for you in your life. That's why I share these tidbits that I learned that help me. I want to pass them on to help you. Remember, every step you take is progress, and it matters. Have a blessed day. Get off the island if you're on it. Honor who you are. No excuses. Be self-disciplined. Where there's a will, there's a way, y'all. Be blessed. Thanks for listening. I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye.